Tonight in part 2 of our special series, Barely Protected, we examine the problems facing the Northeast coast.
Now, it's been 16 years since a hurricane made landfall in the Northeast, and the shoreline boasts a blossoming population.
So how will millions of people be affected when the next big one strikes? That's the question. Tetiana Anderson traveled to the Jersey shoreline to get some answers.
It's a vacation paradise for the Northeast, Long Beach Island, New Jersey. But hidden along its 18 miles of sandy shoreline is the threat of danger. A major hurricane hasn't squarely made landfall on the New Jersey coast since 1821.
And it sort of makes it sound like we're hurricane-proof.
It doesn't have to be a direct landfall to hit us because all the storms that have paralleled our coast have done damage like they hit us. We're barely protected from anything. Seaside Heights doesn't even have dunes.
Helen Piccolo can testify to the risks of living on one of these barrier islands. When the remnants of Tropical Storm Ernesto moved through the mid-Atlantic last year, her home was flooded.
I went into my living room and my little dog was up on the sofa. He had enough sense to jump up on the sofa or he would have been dead drowned.
But for the past couple decades, hurricanes and extremely powerful non-tropical storms have been rare on this barrier island. When they have hit, their damage minimal. Locals say the most violent hurricane to hit Ocean County was the Great Atlantic Hurricane of 1944. It packed wind speeds of up to 100 miles per hour and caused damage all along the eastern coast of the state. Ocean County Sheriff still remembers that day.
The surf was coming down the street, and they have ramps that go up to the boardwalk, and we started to go up a ramp, and the wave hit it and ripped it off, and we went freeboarding down the street. It
left about $25 million of physical destruction in its wake. But community leaders say the threat of hurricanes and high housing costs aren't keeping people away. In fact, they keep flooding in.
People are moving out of Philadelphia and New York into this county. In the 2000 census, 95,010 people said they had a disability here in Ocean County. Now, we know not everyone that's disabled needs assistance, but if even 10% need assistance, those are huge numbers to deal with, and that population is growing rapidly.
So Ocean County runs an ongoing campaign to educate the public on what to do if the tropics threaten and how to get off the island when they do.
You may evacuate on a day like today with a storm coming in 3 or 4 days down the road, and that's very difficult for some people to heed that warning.
But after decades on the job, Sheriff William Polhemus says he's learned a pretty good persuasion tactic.
And I said, okay, want to give me your name and address and where you want the body sent? And then they said, what do you mean? I said, well, if a storm hits and we're telling you to get out, and we're not going to arrest you or anything, but we want you to leave. And if you don't leave and you get killed, we have to know what to do with the body.
The storm of this century has yet to come to New Jersey.
They say a major hurricane, a 3 or higher, would hit this New Jersey coast once every 200 years. The last one happened 185 years ago in 1821. It's 2007, so you do the math.
And with much of the state barely protected and hurricane season just around the corner, it could happen any time. At the New Jersey shore, Tetiana Anderson, The Weather Channel.
Seems like they practice some tough love there in New Jersey. And folks, obviously we want your thoughts on this.
Yeah, and I blogged about living by the coast and if people should be able to. And we've actually gotten some responses. The first one is from Mike from Winston-Salem in North Carolina. And he said, folks who live anywhere get what they pay for. If they choose to live in areas where nature prefers to play, the price can be high. The rest of us should not be forced to bear the cost of rebuilding time and time again. We must live in harmony with the forces of nature and not try to stand up against it. Thanks for your blog and keep them coming.